Final score, Saints over the Chargers 36-7. This week 3 in the preseason is usually the closest thing that you're going to feel to regular season action, the dress rehearsal week. So we did see Breeze in the first team offense in the first half. We saw Rivers, a little less of Rivers than we did of Breeze. Two of the best quarterbacks in the game, and both have a lot of pride. Just that interview with Evan Washburn just shows you what Drew Brees is all about.
Yeah, and then the one he had with Phillip Rivers in the game, and they both sound like coaches, don't they?
They do. They do.
They know exactly where their teams are at, what their teams need to do to get ready for the regular season, and they have that fire, that passion that is the reason why they're such great quarterbacks.
Well, the numbers for L.A., they're not going to be happy, especially once that second quarter started. They just couldn't get anything going on offense. Give credit to New Orleans as well. The Saints defense is improved. They're young, they're hungry, and we saw that on display tonight.
Yeah, a pretty good win, though, for the Saints because, as you said, this is the dress rehearsal type of game. Plus, they're playing on the road. They had 2 practices with the Chargers.
Yep.
They took advantage of that situation, got out of that heat in New Orleans, and they're going to go home happy.
Well, for Sean Payton, I think he recognizes this window of opportunity, and this team is built for now. You look through the NFC, the Saints are right there with any other team that you want to mention. Talent, pound for pound, and then experience because of what they have. What they also have now with this Taysom Hill is maybe a little bit new dynamic where they could trust him a bit more in year 2 at a BYU compared to year 1.
And 2 is the key word there, 2-point conversions. They went for it 4 times tonight, got 3 of them, and when Taysom Hill is in the game, it's going to force the opponent to spend more time working on that 2-point conversion.
Dan, you're a golf guy, right?
Yeah, I love golf. Let's go.
You do. Jim Nantz loves golf as well. We've got an update right now from Paramus, New Jersey, and the Northern Trust.
The FedEx Cup Playoffs leadoff event, the Northern Trust. And what a day of action we had. Super low scoring, including Jordan Spieth. This was his tee shot at the par 315. Very nearly went in. He shot 64. And then there's Phil Mickelson, who rallied on his second 9 today. He'll start the final round tied for 7th. But how about Keegan Bradley? He hit all 18 greens and matched the course record with 62, 9 under par. Bryson DeChambeau, though, is the leader. Final hole today, birdie for 63. It's DeChambeau by 4 over Keegan Bradley. Then Tony Finau and Cameron Smith at 11. Adam Scott, Billy Horschel at 10. Phil Mickelson, along with Brooks Koepka and others at 9 under par. We're back tomorrow for final round coverage at 2 o'clock Eastern time. That's the story from here in New Jersey. Ian, back to you.
All right, Jim, thank you very much. You know that optimism is usually the general feeling around the NFL this time of year. You feel good about your team, feel good about what's coming up in the regular season, but there's also a lot of curiosity how things are going to shake out. You look at the AFC West in particular, where the Chargers sit, one of the favorites. The Raiders with John Gruden. No idea how that's all going to come together with Gruden back in the fold and that dynamic with Derek Carr. It could really explode in a positive way, and I wouldn't be shocked if the Raiders struggled as well. It could go either way with the Oakland squad.
I think it would be smart for the Raiders to get Khalil Mack back in the
that would help.
In the fold because he is such a dynamic pass rusher. And interesting that way that situation is unfolding in Oakland. And then you look at Kansas City with the exciting Patrick Mahomes. They play the Chargers opening game here in the StubHub Center. That should be a great one.
How about the Jets with Sam Darnold getting an opportunity, 3rd overall pick. Teddy Bridgewater has looked sharp. Josh McCown is still there, and with the Jets, they're going to have a decision to make. It's looking like Darnold right now after starting the last 2 games. Let's check in with Evan Washburn before we wrap things up here in Carson. Evan?
Well, guys, just on the rookie quarterbacks, over the course of my tour, 12 teams over the course of 3 weeks, most of the coaches I spoke with about putting a rookie in, because that's the big question, whether it's Darnold, Allen, or Mayfield, it really seems to be a theme now where they don't want to wreck them early mentally. There seems to be some caution with these guys, but as you know, Ian, you saw it last night, Darnold seems to be the one of all the guys I've spoke to that feel like he's ready to go week 1.
Well, there's a presence there. There's no doubt about it. You've seen a lot of him during his college days at USC watching Pac-12 games. Can he handle it? Can he handle the bright lights and the big stage?
Well, he's solid, okay? He's got from a very solid family. And the thing about Darnold, he's already had the big lights here in Los Angeles playing for the Trojans. I mean, the Trojans are, the #1 football team in the land down here. Sorry, Ram fans, but we all know that, don't we, in Los Angeles? But I like Darnold. I liked him in college. And the way that he has progressed already and has taken hold of that team. And it's kind of like what we see with Taysom Hill. The players are excited about it.
Well, the Giants made the decision to go running back instead of quarterback because they believe that Eli Manning can rediscover the fountain of youth, and the Giants believe that they're going to be a factor as well. So we're covering both coasts, the New York football scene and the LA football scene, where the Rams certainly have high hopes for 2018. As we wrap things up here in Carson, it was the Saints' night. Chargers opened up sharp early, but then all New Orleans the rest of the way. For Dan Fouts, Evan Washburn, the rest of our CBS crew, Ian Eagle saying so long from Southern California. You've been watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 53.